Tell me if this happens to you. You're driving down the road and you get cut off. And every time there's a bumper sticker on the car for the political candidate you didn't vote for. And it just reinforces what you already knew. Not only do they not know how to drive, but they don't know how to vote either. If it's not a car, it's a news headline. It is so easy to get caught in this cycle of trigger, right? Frustration, anger, anxiety, fear, trigger, frustration, anger, anxiety, fear. And when I can categorically place that fear on a person or group, I then move them to the deplorables. We got to watch out for those people. Here's a stat I read recently. Statistically speaking, political ideologies and policies are basically as close today as they've ever been. So when we think about the opposite party and think that we're further apart than we've ever been, it just isn't true. What's changed is that we now think people from the other political party are evil. Another survey found that people thought they would be happier if people from the opposite party moved out of their neighborhood, moved out of their workplace, and they would prefer their children marry somebody of the same political affiliation over religious affiliation. Mind you, policy-wise, parties are about the same distance apart as they've ever been, but we think that people of the opposite party way differently. They're evil. I think Jesus has something to say about this, so check this out. I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. And if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? You therefore must be perfect, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Now you might think this is a ridiculous verse to use here, but when I say, pray for somebody you know that votes differently than you. Pray for an ethnic group that you think is out to get you. When I say, pray for the generation you most loathe, what happens inside of you? I'm going to guess one of those examples got you emotionally. You don't want to pray for that person or group, in which case, this is the perfect verse. I'd like to point out one more thing from this verse. I love this. You know what it says? It says, God throws opportunity on everybody. When he says that it will rain on the just and the unjust, and he gives a new day to everybody, every day is one more day for God to reveal his goodness to them and to you too. God the Father is an equal opportunity lover of that group you are against. Maybe you can be part of God's goodness. As a nation, we've become so polarized that our outgroup is viewed as our enemy. The only way you'll be able to actually love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you is to live faith first. So try this today. Pray for a person or group that votes differently than you. Pray for somebody from another generation. Pray from a group of people that you think are against you. Oh, and it's tomorrow's assignment too. In order to do this, you'll need to live faith first.